Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 1 million by 1 million strategy roundtable for entrepreneurs. Today is our 500th roundtable. It's a major milestone for the company, and as you know, our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million in annual revenue and beyond, help build $1 trillion in global GDP and 10 million jobs. So with that mission, that agenda, we have, as of today, we have done 500 of these free mentoring roundtables, starting back in 2008. It's been a long journey. It's been an incredibly enriching experience of being here with you from all over the world, week after week after week. We've had over 150,000 people participate in these sessions. And today, 1 million by 1 million touches a community of well over 500,000 people. Just on LinkedIn, I personally have something like 435,000 followers. And then we touch you through all our other touch points, whether it's Facebook, our blog. We have a massive readership of our blog. Actually, millions of people have come to the blog in the last 15 years. The blog started in 2005, and some of them have become regular readers. You know what is the most fascinating and rewarding for me today, sitting in 2020, having done this for 15 years, is when entrepreneurs come to our Entrepreneur Journey series of interviews. We only invite entrepreneurs who have a minimum of $5 million in annual revenue to be featured in the Entrepreneur Journey series as a case study. And these case studies are what powers the program, the curriculum, etc. Well, these days, a lot of entrepreneurs are coming and seeking to be featured, and they tell me that they've been long-time readers of the blog and the Entrepreneur Journey series. So they have been following the Entrepreneur Journey series for 10 years, 6 years, etc. And that is incredibly rewarding for me, that people are learning just by reading, thousands of entrepreneur journeys. We've done more than 1,000 entrepreneur journeys case studies at this point, and entrepreneurs from all over the world who have been successful have also been very generous in coming here and sharing their experiences with us and with you. Every single case study is available on the 1Mby1M blog for free. So one recommendation I have for you, based on experience, based on what I've watched people do, is just make a routine of reading some entrepreneur journeys, case studies on a daily basis. Maybe every day, if you spend, even if you spend 15 minutes just reading one case study and thinking about it, over the course of a year, you can read 365 case studies, and I can guarantee you that you will learn something about technology entrepreneurship from each of these entrepreneurs whose journeys we have been featuring. So that's our broader body of work. These roundtables have been also very interesting in that we really see people from all over the world, and we get a sense of what's happening in different parts of the world, what kind of entrepreneurship is happening, what problems are people trying to solve. We started these roundtables in 2008, the fall of 2008, when my first book was coming out. And at the time, we were on a platform called DimDim. And the founder CEO of DimDim, Didi Ganguly, a friend of mine who lives in Palo Alto now. At the time, they were in Boston. And eventually, they sold this company to Salesforce.com. This was an online events platform. And Didi said to me that, Sramana, why don't you do something on our platform for your book launch? This was the first Entrepreneur Journeys book launch. Well, I thought about it, and at the time I was also, all the speaking engagements that I was doing, I was getting requests for mentoring constantly, and because of the blog, where I wrote a lot about startups, I was constantly getting requests for mentoring. And I did consult at the time, but I was charging $5,000 a day for my consulting, which entrepreneurs couldn't afford to pay $5,000 a day to buy my time. So I experimented with this format on the DimDim platform. That is the birth of the 1Mby1M strategy roundtables for entrepreneurs, of which we are doing the 500th session today. And then, one thing leads to another. In 2009, in the fall of 2009, about a year later, I was diagnosed with a precancerous pancreatic cyst. And it was a fluke that I was diagnosed, and it was really scary. At the time, before I was fully diagnosed, there was this period that we didn't know what was going to happen, and I was writing my will, and etc. But then I met this doctor at Stanford Hospital in the Cancer Center, and his name is Brendan Visser, Dr. Brendan Visser. And Brendan told me that, don't worry, you're young and the diagnosis is early. We can basically take out part of your pancreas, they call it pancreectomy, and you will be fine. So I went through surgery that fall, actually around Thanksgiving. And then while I was recovering from that surgery, I had a profound experience of, kind of standing face to face with death. So I wanted to do something that I would feel good about dying, no problem, if I had, if I do something with my life that is valuable and that is high impact. And at that point, I wasn't yet 40, and I was, wondering what would be the legacy that I would like to leave behind. And during that period, at the very end of 2009, is when I came up with the idea for 1Mby1M. At that point, I had no idea how we were going to do it or what was going to be the strategy. I knew I had the idea, I had the mission, but I didn't have a strategy. So on January 1st, 2010, I wrote a blog post. You can still read that blog post. Maybe Maureen can even share that blog post with you. And I wrote that blog post saying that I would like to do it. And my readership responded really enthusiastically, and people wanted to volunteer, and so on and so forth. And that's when I met Irina Patterson. Maureen had started working with me already in the fall of 2008. So the first roundtable we did together. And in 2010, Irina Patterson, who offered to volunteer for the 1Mby1M initiative, came on board. So, both of these people are still on the 1Mby1M team, and I immensely value their continuous presence through this journey. We have together built this platform to become a global platform of great significance today. So in any case, we launched 1Mby1M at the end of 2010. I think it was November 2010 when we finally launched the program in its current format. There have been a bit of tweaks, but the program hasn't changed very much. And here we are. It's been a very, very exciting journey, very interesting, very meaningful. And today I feel like we have added, an immense amount of value to this ecosystem, and I would feel a lot less worried about dying at this point. But if I don't, then I also plan to continue to do this on an ongoing basis. So when we were talking about what we want to do today for the celebratory event, the 500th Roundtable, I thought quite a bit and discussed with Maureen and Irina, and we decided that we want to do something normal. Normal in our roundtables is mentoring entrepreneurs. We live in uncertain times, times of great strife, great challenge for humanity. The pandemic is still raging. And right now, the American West is burning. There are over 600 wildfires burning throughout the American West. California is deeply affected. Oregon, Washington, Idaho, Colorado, Utah, they're all burning. So I think in times such as this, what we seek most is normalcy. So the great celebration today for our 500th milestone event is a celebration of normalcy. The fact that we have been here working with entrepreneurs every week, multiple times a week, because we do similar roundtables that are private and members-only roundtables also for our premium members. Those are closed-door sessions, but we do a lot of roundtables every week. And that is normal for us. Working with entrepreneurs on a daily basis, on a weekly basis is normalcy for us.